Hello everyone, my name is Betty Dubois and welcome to Butterfly Whispers Pick a Card reading. If you like the reading, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the future videos. I hope that you enjoy today's reading. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Betty Dubois and this is today's Pick a Card reading. What I'm looking at today is important messages for you for the week ahead. We've got 3 piles to choose from. We have the Tiger's Eye sitting on pile number 1, we have the Clear Quartz sitting on pile number 2, and we have a piece of Lapis sitting on pile number 3. So if you're drawn to the cards or the numbers or the particular crystal, we got 1, 2, 3. If you need to, pause the video and take a breather, focus and see if a number comes to your head, or Tiger's Eye or Lapis or Clear Quartz. So whichever one it is, choose what's right for you. I hope you enjoy today's reading. What important messages are coming for the week ahead? Let's have a look. What have we got today? 1, 2. Oh, we got a bit of stress coming your way for the week ahead. So if you chose pile number 2, we have commitment decisions going on. This is more or less like where someone who's supposed to be committed to the job, they're not putting their end in. They're just sort of leaving it all up to you by the looks of it. It also, I'm getting a bit of a message here about medication or self-medicating. This could be someone that you're caring for. I am getting a male energy around this as well, so, and a parenting energy. So we've got some sort of irresponsibility going on, possibly with a young teenager maybe. Also, it could be your partner. Be ready for some arguments going on. Now, I feel that these arguments and things, they're building to a head. When I mentioned the self-medicating, I'm talking about things like where it all gets a bit too much and someone sits down and has a drink. Or you might be someone that likes to, if you're like me, you like to sip on some chamomile and take some passion flower, things like that, that calm you down. But it also could represent actual drugs, where someone who's got constant pain of some description, and they're just sort of self-medicating a little bit too much on the painkillers. But yeah, there's something sitting around that. We do have this over here, I'm seeing this thing that's building between you and another person. Now, this could be your partner. This could be a business partner. This also could be a very close friendship, someone that you have to do things with. Now, I do feel this argument or this build-up is something to do with movement. Now, this could be that you want to move house, you want to move where you're living right now, you want to change jobs, your job's gone down, so you're trying to look for something else. This is a new start sitting in the middle of this turmoil and frustration that's building into an argument. So I do see that there's an argument coming. It is building up. I feel someone hasn't put their part of the project in. So let's say it's your business partner. You're sort of left holding the bag where they said, yeah, I'll be there on time, or yeah, I'll help you out this week. And something happens and they just can't turn up, or they're late, or you can't get there. You've got some sort of restricted movement. You have this change that you want. This is making money. This is changing your financial future for the better. It is something very profitable, but I feel that the week ahead for you is going to be quite stressful, and it's almost like you feel like you're hitting your head up against a brick wall, because every time you move 2 steps forward, you feel like you're going 8 steps backwards. Now, do be prepared. There is some sort of fuel getting added to a fire. Something that's been small and insignificant up until now, it's building to a head. So I do feel that things will get sorted. I do feel you will make this movement out of your house that you're living in into a new apartment. You might be moving the job you work from, going into a new space. And then once that happens, once this move happens, I feel that the 7 is sitting there not only to let me know that this is a movement forward to change your financial future for the better. I do feel that possibly that this is also a movement type thing to do with actual full-on movement where you're moving into a new house and everything. But it's sort of like you want to make the changes, but I feel the 7 is there to let us know that it's going to be a period of 7. So it might be not next week, but another week. It might be a week away for this positive movement to happen. Or it might be trying to tell us that it's not going to happen till July. But the planning is in the process, and there's a lot of frustration going on in the week ahead. There is some sort of arguments going on, and like I mentioned before, there may be this alcohol or self-indulgent type thing going on over here. I feel that for you parents out there, you might be dealing with a teenager, or you might be dealing with a partner, and it's frustrating. All I'm feeling here is frustration, because you're trying to move forward in a positive way. You may have started a new job, and you're missing the people that you used to be with, and you might be plonked with someone that's inexperienced or younger than yourself, or you might be the young one that's watching this, and you just feel like I can't do it. But you can do it. You can do this new position. You can do this move. There is a delay. Be prepared for the frustrations, and please speak up. I feel like you're feeling frustrated as well, where you just can't seem to get your view across, or you can't get your word across to whoever it is that you're trying to put something forward. But yeah, the movement, there's delays, there's transport problems, there's communication problems, communication breakdowns, and it could lead to arguments. The other side of the coin with what I'm looking at here is it's all to do with a work change, a work move, and you bring home your frustrations and your anger, you bring that home, which causes a bit of conflict at home. So let's just see what else we've got, just to add a little bit more information here. Okay, we got the crying over the past. We got a new opportunity on the horizon, and we got the crying over the past there. And we need to look at a situation from a different point of view here. So yeah, you're needing to voice your opinion, get things happening. You need to know that there's going to be some delays there. Try and curb this frustration or this anger if it is you and you're feeling like you just need to let rip on someone and have your say. Try doing it in a different way, because the hangman showed up, and that's telling me there's some sort of where you need to look outside the circle. So let's say you are going into a new job. I don't feel it's going to start next week. And if it does, it's going to be quite frustrating and daunting. It's sort of like it's not how you thought it was going to be. There is money to be made. You are in the right track. You are going down the right path here. It just may be delayed, and there may be frustration building with all of that. The 4 of Cups is also the 4 of Hearts, so I feel this is a female energy coming in here for me, because that's 4 of Hearts to me. And 4 of Hearts usually represents a baby girl. So you might be watching and wondering, am I giving birth this week? I'm due or I'm overdue. So if your question's revolving around a pregnancy issue, am I going to be pregnant? Is this positive test coming this week? Am I going to be pregnant? I'm seeing delays and everything around that as well, but I am seeing this baby girl information here. But as far as the 4 of Cups go, that's sort of crying over the spilt milk, crying over the past. All your energies are getting focused into this frustration, sadness, some sort of loss. You need to turn around, because the 4 of Cups has a cup in the background. So that tells me that there's positive emotions to be had. You just need to turn around and grab them. Or you need to tackle this situation that you're going into with a different mindset. And that's where the Hangman's coming in, telling you to look at it from a different way. The other card I've got here, we've got the lovers, the two people communicating together and coming to a compromise maybe. I do feel there's a family situation showing up in all of this as well, and your frustrations might be around a father figure, a brother, a cousin, someone that you've got to deal with. Now that flips the whole coin again, because that could mean that you're waiting for someone to move out and there's restrictions and problems and they just can't, or finances aren't right. There's some sort of movement you want to happen, whether it's moving from a house to a different house, whether it's moving interstate, whether it's moving jobs. There's some sort of financial movement, financial gain. It is there to be had, just not right now. So if you are starting to build and feel these frustrations and it's going from a 2 to an 8, like what I'm seeing over here, try and relax a little bit. Maybe this card here is not the lovers. Maybe this is who you need to talk to sort things out. Maybe you need some other information, and that's why I'm getting this different point of view. So if someone's gone through what you're going through right now, or someone's transitioned into a new job, a new home, new living circumstances, maybe talk to someone who's done it before. Get online, get some information, go talk to the neighbour, the best friend, or even it might be your lover. You need to talk to someone and get your view heard. So yeah, I do feel there's a bit of frustration and energy going on this week coming ahead. The patience card has come up. This is telling me you need to be patient with this matter. So it's not going to be solved next week. The movement's not really happening next week. If it does, there's a lot of lack of movement, lack of being heard. So yeah, there's frustration I'm feeling, a lot of frustration coming in the next week. And I do feel a lot of children energy as well. So I'm wondering if this is something to do with children causing a bit of a frustration in your plans. There's something you want to do, but because of the kids you can't. Or one of the kids gets sick, and if they do get sick, it's a minor little disruptive illness thing, and it puts a spanner in the works of what you want to do. So yeah, patience is needed. Your guardian angels are watching you. So they're trying to help you, to guide you onto this path. You do have a good plan. You do have a good plan. This 7 of Diamonds is telling me you've put a lot of thought into where you're going and what you want to do. It's just that at the moment you're clouded by all these black clouds. They're crowded around you, and it's just every time you take a step forward you feel like you're getting reefed backwards because someone gets sick, someone can't get there, the car breaks down, the plane trip's been cancelled. Even like going into the new job, you will make better money going into this new job. If you're moving house, your bills and your financial situation is much better once you make this move. Is the move happening next week? No. Are you going into the job next week? If you are, be prepared for some sort of conflict. Someone's not on board with what you need to say. That's where you pull out the Hangman. That's where you need to just have a look and listen to what they do and how they got where they are now. But yeah, patience is needed. Try and keep away from that outside stimulation, like drinking a little bit too much, or taking an extra painkiller or an extra sleeping tablet, or whatever it may be. I'd be seeing a bit of resistance there is needed, a bit of restraint, and do a bit of meditation, deep breathing, and try and get through this next week. But you do have a profitable situation on the horizon. Unfortunately, it's showing me a lot of frustrations coming for you this week. There's something from the past too. I have to come back to this card, this 4 of Cups. There's something you're clinging too tightly to on the past. Now, if this is a romantic situation, you're hoping it's going to step up to the next level next week. I'm not seeing that either. I'm seeing that patience is needed around that kind of atmosphere. But you do need to let go of something and start to work with what's positive in your life. And just one other thing I was going to mention here. It's just about if you were waiting on a divorce, there are divorce cards here that I'm seeing. There's a relationship, it's coming to a fiery end, or it's already ended and you're wanting to know what's going to happen next week. Patience is needed again in this situation, and go and talk to someone who they care about you. They're not doing things for you to get something for themselves. This is all about you. They want to help you. So I would say go and have this conversation with someone that's actually listening to you. So yeah, if you're wanting a divorce, it is showing the 2 and the 6. The 4 is missing. The 2, 4, 6 in black would mean a definite divorce. It's all been structured, it's all done, the documents are signed. So if there's something where you're wanting it to be done and finished, it's nearly there. It's nearly there, but there's still a little bit of frustration there. But be around kind people. Be around people that listen to you and value your opinion. So whatever circumstance it is that you're walking into or you're waiting for some sort of information, that's what I got for you in number 2 today. So that's your reading for today. What important messages are coming through for the week ahead? What should I expect? What's going to happen? Let's have a look what you get today. So I've chosen 5 of my trusted poker deck cards. Wow. A lot's happening for you guys. If you're wanting a yes to a situation, if you've got a wedding plan coming up, if you've got a major birthday party celebration coming up, it's all laid out on the table. If you're waiting to sign the deal on a contract, it's all sitting right here. This is a go, go, go. New responsibilities, money going from 6, a little drop to a 5. So that's like a 10% drop in the finance. So if you've started a new job and you're waiting for things to pick up, you've got new responsibilities. You do have a drop in what you were expecting by about 10%, but in a period of time, it's showing me that this is very profitable adventure for you, like really, really good. Speaking the truth, people are going to be listening, you're going to be listening, and everything's going to get off the ground. As far as business goes, you can't want better than this. If you're signing the deal and buying a new business or a new property, you're very passionate about what you're doing right now. And I'm starting to get little messages going off in my head. You may be watching this and you're singing or dancing or making some movie, or there's something theatrical coming through in here, some sort of crafting skill that you have. It's going to be a profitable adventure for you. But if you're trying to plan some sort of birthday party, some sort of wedding or anything, it's all systems go. You're going to get that venue that you wanted. The people are going to be coming, that you wanted them there. It's really, really nice. Now, for those lovebirds out there that are hoping for that proposal this week, or you're hoping you're the guy or the girl that's proposing to somebody else, it's a big yes. This is beautiful. This is really, really nice. Financially speaking, this is a very profitable adventure that you're on. So what important messages are you getting? This is a big, full yes. Go for it. This is happy times ahead. If we're looking at any kind of medical situation, if you've recently gone through something, had some sort of surgery, or someone in your family's had some sort of surgery, this is a successful outcome. There may be a new medication, something new. It may be, I'm feeling something from overseas, some sort of information coming forward. And it's also telling me something to do with the heads and movement. So yeah, this is all a successful adventure here. So it's a time of healing. I am feeling this big passionate adventure going on here. So if I was picking a card today, I would wish that I picked number 2, because this is beautiful. So let's see what else information we've got here. Strength returning. So if you have had things where you just feel you can't do it anymore, this is showing me your strength's finally returning. And like I mentioned before, sometimes when I give examples about things, it's usually because the person watching, it's just happened. Someone's had some sort of injury and they're wondering, when am I going to get back on target? When am I going to get back on track? When am I getting back to work? It's all happening. It's all systems go. So the strength card is there. Now, you do show that over the message for the week ahead, the important message is to, with any financial situation, you really need to watch where you're going with the money. Make sure that you're putting it where it needs to go first. Be responsible with your actions. You may even be investing in a new car. This is some sort of travel, motorbike, car, buying a plane ticket. There's something there as far as automobile and movement, transport. Just be wary of how much is going into this new car or this plane ticket, and how much needs to go on bills or whatever else that is very important right now. So you may be juggling the finances a little bit, but it looks like there's a turnaround coming anyway. And if you're waiting on some sort of payout, some sort of bonus, it's showing me that it's there. But I do see this lovely little engagement ring sitting over here. So someone's ready to propose, and I'm missing a card. Okay, so we get a couple of these. Important news on its way. You've got the emails coming, you've got the phone call coming. This is all yes. So if you've been working hard towards something and you're very passionate about what you do over here, it's all coming to a head now. This is all wonderful. Now, for those of you with the little baby news, the excitement, the little baby's on its way, and we have the male energy in this reading as well. So that's twice we've got the male energy. We did have the little girl in the first pile, but this is more to do with a male energy here. Yeah, the announcement's there. So I think there's a baby being born, all the families gathering and the friends, and you might be surprised because if you're not engaged, you might very well be this week. With the birth comes this engagement of some kind, or it's someone's anniversary. There's some sort of celebration going on. It's really, really happy cards. This is beautiful cards. We only have the one little downer card, which is the juggling the finances. So if your tendency is to splurge big on someone else, maybe taper it down just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit, because it's just telling you to be wary what you're doing with your money. But also, if you're starting a new business, a new job, that's the new beginnings. The storks bring the news. Everything's happy and happening really fast, and it's something you've been waiting on. So this is a really positive week ahead for you guys. So let's just see what else we've got. Keep your boundaries up. That's amazing that that's come out in this reading. So yeah, that's the boundaries. So you must always, don't overexert yourself. And it might be here with this money thing. This could be a win. So you might have a lottery ticket and you might be winning money. You might get some money. But yeah, the boundaries card has come out. And when I see a association towards money, that would tell me not to be lending money out, especially if you think that if I lend out $5,000 to my son, my daughter, am I getting it back? Can I afford to lend that money out? So the boundary cards come up. It could also be about within work, keeping work as work, and keeping your boundaries and keeping within your boundaries with other people. But yeah, this is a positive reading. So it might be a message to time to lower the boundaries a little bit. So let's see what we've got last. Okay, you do have the choice card. So whatever choice it is you're making over the next week, it's a good one. It's great. So yeah, that's card number 2. That's pile number 2 that you've chose today. And I hope that's been helpful. So I really enjoyed reading that one. That's a really, really nice reading to have. So that's pile number 2. Okay, so pile number 3, let's have a look at what we've got. What important messages are there for the week ahead? Let's hope it's as positive as the last one. Pile number 2 is pretty good. Ooh, we got movement, movement, movement. We've got something that's going to be delayed till July. That's what I'm seeing straight away, because we got the 7 sitting there. We have the money guy, and that can be a female as well. So we got something to do with finance and business. We have being dedicated and being committed to the job. So there's also possibility of a union between 2 people that's going to go on next week, and that can be a romantic, because we do have the 7 of hearts here. We've also got the friend or the family member that's missing out of your picture over the following week. There's someone that you're sort of longing for, or there's someone that's just not there at the moment. It can be that I'm seeing a message from beyond, from a male who's crossed over, and he's trying to let you know that he is still around, and that's why I'm getting this missing family member. This would be like a father figure, an uncle, a close brother, an older brother. Yeah, there's some sort of message coming through there. He may have passed in July. It may be leading up to his anniversary right now, or it might be his birthday in July. But there's a definite male energy there coming through. But for the important message for the week ahead is this contract of these 2 people coming together. Now, like I said, it could be a romantic interlude of the 2 people coming together, but I'm just it's sort of like stress and strain to get this all off the ground and happening. There's a lot of movement cards in here. The 7s is all about changing where you work, changing what you do, changing direction in what you're actually learning right now. So you may have, for the last year or last 2 years, you might have been learning account work, or you might have been learning cooking or hairdressing. It's like you've got an option to learn something else. So there's a lot more study going on, and you're a lot more passionate about what you're doing. So I feel you're making a choice to change things up and bring something new in. Now, also talking about things like hairdressing and creativity and all of that, I'm feeling that kind of energy here. So I'm feeling this is something where people, there's something where they use their hands. So it could be a baker, it could be a plumber, electrician, a builder. So there's some sort of change up or adding to it. So let's say you were a hairdresser, you might start taking on beauty therapies on top of that. If you are an electrician, you might think, okay, I'm going to go into air conditioning. But there's something where you're adding more to what you're currently doing, and you're very passionate about your journey, very passionate about what you're doing. If you're watching this and you want to know where my love life's going in the next week, like what important messages do I need to know about my partner, it's showing a good partnership. It's showing 2 people together, but it's showing that they're apart. One lives here, one lives there, and you can't get together at the moment. So I'm just wondering whether this person lives overseas, or you live overseas, and you're trying to bring it together. But for now, it's showing that it's just not, there's more delays ahead. July will be the better time for that kind of union to pick up a level. The other thing is, if I look at this in a medical way, this would be a doctor's decision and some sort of sickness turning around for the better. So if you've got some sort of problem at the moment, you might have had a diagnosis of diabetes, let's say, and it's been a bit out of control. This is showing me by July it turns around. So over the next week, you're going to have some forced changes that you're going to have to undergo to pick your health up. Let's say it was an injury and not an actual sickness, and you've still been trying to get out and go for that walk, or you've been taking too much on board if it's mental stress or something like that. This is where there's forced changes you're going to put into action. You're going to change up how you live your life, what you eat, how many people you have in your home, where you go. You're changing things up, but it's a little bit of a forced change for you. You're not really wanting to do it, but you know you need to do it. The red 7 is telling me that you will do it and things will get better, but not next week. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not just going to happen. This is showing me hard efforts and work will pay off. So if it's study, if this black 7 is representing study, there's a lot of study ahead going on the next week. There's something you're taking on board. It's a bit of a forced change. So when I said about enhancing the job that you already do or the studies that you've been working on for the last, who knows, 3 years, 4 years, something you were working towards, it may be there's an outside influence that's telling you you're better suited to something else. Because I do feel this forced change of direction for you, but it will be beneficial and you will be good at it. So yeah, that's what we've got there. Let's see what other information we've got. We've got a bit of a problem with money over the next week. So you may have a bill that you can't pay. You might not have the work to be able to pay whatever this bill is. It's not very big, but it is showing where you're worried about where money has gone, and you might even get into a little bit of an argument, a disagreement with someone about, you know, you shouldn't have spent money on this, or why did we put the money into that? Because the 2 of Diamonds can also be like the 2 of Pentacles, where you're juggling money, trying to work out which thing to pay first, or where am I going to get that next dollar? Yeah, so there is this concern around money. The 4 of Diamonds, which is 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Diamonds for me will represent study and structure. Now, this may even be something about that you're a teacher yourself, or you're learning something new. But it is a struggle to start with, but it will get through. So next week I feel that the important message is keep going, make those changes, make that move change. So if you need to move from a job to a job and you're worried about the money, it is saying that you'll be better suited where it is that you want to go. Things will feel a lot better for you. If it's to do with a relationship type thing, money's causing a bit of an issue within the relationship. That's what I'm seeing there. We do have the soulmate card. Also, it's the Knight of Cups. So that's someone declaring their love, a love journey. I keep feeling that there's something to do here with someone that is very creative. Now, this could be someone that gets up on stage. This could be someone that is doing YouTube videos. You're very passionate about what's going on in your life. Now, for those of you who've got a cat, a dog, a horse, a very close animal, a pet in your life, there may be a bit of a hiccup with their health, but this is showing me that there's something you need to change. Many years ago, I had a dog that was allergic to a tree I had growing in my house. I had to get it cut down. I kept taking this dog to the vet. What is this thing on its back? What is it? And after a lot of vet visits, I noticed that the dog kept going under this palm tree thing, this fern, and then the little particles would come off it. So there may be something that is affecting the dog, the cat. If there's a health issue, that would turn in not the doctor, that would be the vet, and it would be a bit of money being spent on this animal, and that might be where the disagreement's coming in with the family member, that your concerns is around your pet and you want to help your pet. But I do feel like whenever I give an example of something, and I've just mentioned about the dog was actually allergic to this fern tree thing that I had growing, the moment we cut it down, within weeks, we never ever seen the rash on the dog ever again. So it was basically coming from this plant that the dog was allergic to. I had another dog that was allergic to meat, believe it or not. Could only feed it fish and vegetables. So if your concerns are around a pet, the pet will be okay. There's a bit of disagreement of what to do with this pet. But this is showing me that you're very passionate about and concerned about this particular pet. So yeah, that a change up is needed. Some sort of forced change needs to happen. I recently did a reading on someone, and I could see something going on with a pet, and it turned out that this dog was constantly getting out and in danger of being hit by a car and things like that. So yeah, they've sorted the problem out now, but yeah, I seen something like this sort of situation. But getting back to relationship stuff, you have the soulmate card, you have the two people on board with the relationship. The important message for next week is there's a bit of change up needs to happen. Either you or the other person, they're going through a forced change of situation. Now that could be a medical change, a job position change, a career path change, even a family change, because there's someone missing here. And like I said at the beginning, I feel a male energy coming through. Someone that was fond of his pets, he may have had a horse, a dog or something like that. He's trying to come through and into your message that he's trying to be around, and there's something big coming for you in July that will turn things around. So if you're going through some stresses right now, it is going to lift. A period of 7, which would be 1 week. So next week's not going to be too great, but it's going to pick up. You have an engagement ring, or as I said, the message coming through from over the other side is something that belongs to them that should belong to you. A wristwatch, a necklace, a ring. There's some possession of theirs that they appreciate that you wear it. And if you haven't got it, they're trying to tell you to get your hands on it because it belongs to you. The other thing too is when I see the ring, it can be a new engagement with somebody. And I'm talking about in work circumstances. It can be where you're joining forces with somebody else. We're going to have very differing opinions if that's the case. It will work well. Both of you are committed to the job. But I do see differing opinions, and you yourself will feel you've got to change what you're doing to fit better with the circumstance. The sun trumps everything. The sun will light up all information. Something you've been waiting for information, it's going to come through next week. You're going to get shed more light on the situation. If you've got a health issue going on, more light is shed on this information. It's good. It's good information coming through for you that you're wanting. And if you have got some sort of sickness, or there's someone that you're caring for that you're concerned about right now, new things are coming in, and the sun's telling me they're going to be better. Things are going to get better slowly. Slow and steady wins the race here. You may need to modify. Yeah, the modify card has come out. So I feel that over the coming week and going into July, but overcoming this coming week, you're going to realize that you need to change how you're doing things. You might have to do extra work. You might have to go and research and find out what certificate you need to do better. You will be good at it. You will pass the tests with flying colours. You will start to feel more at home with your work or your relationship, whatever it is, but modification needs to go on. Now, getting back to the pet or the animal, modification, modify the situation. I feel like there might be something, if the pet's not well or it's constantly getting problems and you're worried about how much money's going out on the vet, there's something there at home that can be modified to maybe help this situation a bit more. And then by July, you'll see a big difference. So yeah, I just need to keep throwing that in there. And above all, it's showing playfulness. So not to get yourself too bogged down with things this week. Do know that it will turn around. You do need to change things up a bit. There may be some forced changes you need to do. Just one other thing before I go. I am getting a message here, something to do with a little boy again. We keep getting this thing about a baby boy. So the 3 would represent the fertility organs. It is black. It's showing double 7s, which usually represents twins. So if you're waiting on news of something like that right now, that would turn into the doctor. There's your partner with you. You get news that this pregnancy and the problems you've been having with the pregnancy, that you're actually pregnant with twins, or you're going to be pregnant with twins. There's some sort of news about twins here, and it's male. There's boys. So I've got boys there. But your main reading here on the end here is modification. Take your time. Be careful with your finances, where you're putting it, and forget about what money has been lost. Whatever money's been lost. I know it's easy for someone sitting here saying, forget about it, you've lost the money. But you can't do anything to bring that money back. Work with what you've got left. If you had $40,000 and right now you've only got $10,000 or $4,000 and you've got $1,000, work with that $1,000, get the help you need, and move on from what was happening and modify, change things up, change what bills you're paying, change how you get to work and back. Maybe it's cheaper to get public transport than using your car all the time. Whatever it is, there's some modification going on over the next week and some decisions that you're making. But like I said, if you are pregnant, you might get some shocking news this week that you're having twins if you didn't know that already. It looks like you might be going, oh geez, there's two of them. There's two. And if you already have a little baby boy and you're expecting right now, it looks like there's another one on its way. And that's what I got, the important messages for number 3. So I hope that's helped you. Thanks for watching. And that's it. If you would like a personalised reading, contact me at psychicbetty@gmail.com. Thanks for watching and see you next time.